So, you've got 5 grand and a dream of owning a classic car. In Ireland, for a car to qualify as a classic for insurance, it just needs to be 20 years old or more. It entirely depends on your insurance provider. So that means that anything from 2005 or earlier is now considered a classic in some cases. Yeah, let that sink in. 2005 was 20 years ago. But instead of feeling like an absolute unk, let's go shopping. So here are 10 classic cars that you can buy for €5,000 or less. And no, you're not just stuck with rusty bangers. We're talking proper cool, fun and iconic machines, mostly. So let's go. First up, the BMW Z3. It's got curves, chrome and that long bonnet that screams midlife crisis, but in a good way. James Bond drove one in GoldenEye, and while he got the 1.9 litre, you could probably find one with the 1.8 or 2 litre inline 4 for your budget. Rear-wheel drive, 2 seats, and a boot that's just about big enough for your hopes and dreams. This car is a future classic already loved by collectors. Bonus, it's got that raw 90s charm before BMW interiors got too sensible. And in some cases, as the Z3 was released in 1997, if you're patient and you pick one up in 2 years' time, you will not only have vintage insurance, but vintage road tax. So that's €56 a year. That's less than half what you pay on an EV. Moving on to our next car, the Mark III Volkswagen Golf. This car was peak 90s hatchback energy. It's got the stance, the charm, and in GTI form, a hint of performance as well. Not the fastest GTI in the world, but still a vibe. These are perfect for first-time classic car owners, as they're pretty easy to fix and there's tons of parts still available. And let's be honest, there's something oddly cool about these chunky bumpers and squared-off lights. Plus, we can all agree after seeing James Pumphrey's one, we all want one deep down. Ah yes, the Mark I Audi TT, the car that looked like a spaceship crashed into a design school. It was bold, it was weird, and now it's iconic. Early models came with a 1.8 turbo with 150, 180, or a spicy 225 horsepower, and some even came with quattro all-wheel drive. For 5k you're likely going to get an underpowered front-wheel drive version, but hey, it still looks the part, and it's still a design icon. The interior? A metal-heavy minimalist time capsule. You can even get some with baseball glove-style seats. They look quite cool. Now let's move on to a fan favourite, the Mazda MX-5. It isn't just a classic, it's a driving icon. Rear-wheel drive, 50-50 weight distribution, no roof. It's basically a go-kart with headlights. And they still come cheap if you don't mind high miles or a bit of cosmetic wear and tear. Rust is your main enemy here, so check out the sills and arches, but mechanically they're pretty rock solid. Want pure driving joy? An NA or NB MX-5 are your picks. Alfa Romeo GTV. If you've ever wanted to feel every moment of your drive, even the mental breakdowns you will have at the side of the road, the Alfa Romeo GTV delivers. It's beautiful, flawed, dramatic, and everything an Alfa Romeo should be. Front wheel drive, yes, but these twin cam engines sound glorious, and when the sun's out, there's no better place than to be behind the badge, roof down if you got the convertible version, pretending that you're on the Amalfi Coast. Although we would love the V6 version, for your budget, you're likely going to be stuck with a 2 litre, but that's not the end of the world. They look basically the same, so you still get the Italian charm. The Toyota Starlet is a bit of a sleeper. It wasn't that glamorous, but it was practically bulletproof. It's the car that your granny had and it still works perfectly today, with 300,000 miles on the clock. They are very cheap to run, easy to insure, and surprisingly light. The EP91 Starlet of the 90s had a cult following, thanks to its JDM imported cousins such as the GT Turbo from its previous generation, or this generation's Starlet Galanza V, a turbocharged 1.3 litre animal. If you can find one of those, then jackpot, but you won't. However, even the basic ones are rather charming. Next up we have two legends, the BMW E36 or an early E46. Whether you go coupe, saloon, compact or touring, these cars are all dripping with style. Manuals are more fun and they're the way to go. The 6 cylinders are the holy grail, but even a tidy 316 with clean panels is starting to look like a future investment. Plus they are much more engaging to drive than most modern cars for 10 times the price. If it were me, I would go for either a 318 IS for an E36 or if you're looking at an E46, a 318 or a 320 would do the job, as road tax on the E46 for the 6-cylinder engines is quite spenny. A Classic Mini. The Classic Mini is like driving a caffeinated shoebox. It's tiny, twitchy, noisy, and a total blast. Sure, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world and it'll probably leak into the rain, but it's got so much more character than most modern cars combined. It's also one of the most recognisable shapes of all time. And yes, you'll make new friends at every petrol station. And just think of all the fun you'll all have trying to get into it at the same time. Porsche 924. Let's get this straight. The 924 is a real Porsche, no matter what the 911 simps say. Originally developed with VW, the 924 has the perfect balance, pop-up headlights, and that 80s wedge look. Sure, she's no 911, but it has a Porsche badge for under €5,000. You could try getting a 944 for the same price, but it is getting more and more difficult, and you'll likely end up with having to deal with loads of different problems. And despite the low power of a 924, you can still say, I'll take the Porsche, which never gets old. Not a lot of people can say that. All you have to do is believe. The Honda Prelude is one of those cars that makes car nerds nod with respect. Sleek, sophisticated, and loaded with tech, like 4-wheel steering, way before anyone cared. The engine revs to the moon, VTEC kicks in with drama, and the build quality is extremely well. It's a Honda after all. These are rising in value and they're quite rare, so catch one while you can before everyone realises how cool they are. So there you have it. Here are 10 classic cars that you can buy for the price of the average rent in any Irish big city. They're all dripping with character and they're likely not covered in mould. So whether you want something fun, weird or just stylish for weekend drives, there is something here for you. So what do you think? What car did I miss? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to like, share and subscribe and hit that bell icon for new uploads. And finally, thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you all very soon.